Basically, I'm an international student career coach, and I spend my time thinking about how to improve the job search experience for international students. I am ridiculously excited to be here, and every time I say that, I think of a student a couple years ago who said, "You know what, Nicole, it's funny with you Americans, you're always talking about how excited you are about things." And I was like, yeah, actually, you're right. And then whenever I listen to a presentation or I give a workshop and I hear, "I'm excited," I'm like, "I'm American." Okay? So I'm always thinking about that. But I am crazy about international students and careers. I'm passionate about it. I'm obsessed with it, which is pretty good since you're here for that. Research and preparation. This is everything from your resumes, cover letters, LinkedIn profiles. Building a target list of companies. This idea where a lot of students in the beginning, they come to you and they say things like, "Okay, I want to work in the US. Awesome, let's break that down, right? US is a big place. Where? What companies, right? They need these research skills to be able to look for companies, and I'll give you some resources later how to find them. All right, but beyond that, they got to go beyond that and they got to learn why this company. Why do you want to work for this company, and what do you bring of value to this company? What skills, what perspective? Students who might be in more of like the STEM fields where they're usually very black and white, right? Outcomes, I do this, I get this. That is not the case in the international job search in a lot of situations because there's so much ambiguity. Who's going to hire me? What companies? If I have a conversation with this person, what do I say and what happens? Because in an informational interview, when you have these conversations, you can't just be like, "Great, so can I get a job from you?" Right? An informational interview is data gathering, talking to people about their jobs, getting to understand them, trying to find out is there even an opening that'll fit for you in the future, and making a good impression. That's another one where communication, the ability to articulate your career goals, your job search interests, or just the things that you're curious about or passionate about is essential in the job search. That's what differentiates you. One of the top questions you're going to get in your job search is, "Tell me about yourself." That's not a question, but that's what they say at the beginning of the interview. And when you're talking to people in events, in networking circles, on a one-on-one, in an interview, you need to be able to tell a compelling story. And that story is simply what you did in the past, what you're learning now, what you want to do in the future. Small talk is, in the American context, is really artificial. I mean, most of us kind of hate it too, right? And that's because small talk is kind of boring and pointless. But it is essential in our culture to build relationships. We build relationships and trust quickly, but we can't just get to the point. When you walk in for an interview, they don't just say, "Okay, great, give me an example of a time that you failed," right? They don't do that. They maybe offer you a drink, you sit down, you talk about the weekend, you talk about your work, things like that. Are you busy? And international students need to be comfortable with that.